I hope everyone enjoyed your breakfast. Please continue to eat, and as we get our program started today, we have a lot to do. And at this point in time, I want to introduce Christy Schaefer, Executive VP for Junior Achievement, for our Secretary's report. Christy?
Thank you, President Jim. Welcome and good morning, everyone. I just wanted to take a moment to welcome our guests. As you all know, we have a number of guests from DCIS, so I'm actually not going to introduce all of the students and teachers and faculty and all of that, because as they come up during their program, you'll get to meet them and hear more about what they do. But I did want to definitely welcome Anita Valdez, who is here with Juan. Welcome. It was great to meet you this morning. Thank you for standing up. And then Nina McGibney is here. Nina, would you stand up? Wonderful to see you. And then we do have a prospective new member, Lavon Terry. Lavon, where are you? There you are. Thank you for coming. Welcome. All right, let's see. And then I think that is it. I think everyone else is with DCIS, so there we go.
Thank you, Christy. And now we have the pleasure of introducing a new member. And as all of you know, membership is very important. We hope that all of you are thinking about people that you feel would be good Rotarians. At this point in time, I want to introduce Grant Wilkins, past RI Director, past District 5450 Governor, and past Club 31 President, as a sponsor of our new member, Jennifer Stith.
Thanks, President Jim. It's my pleasure today to introduce a relatively new friend. I've just known her a few months, but I recognize right off the bat she'd be an excellent Rotarian. And you'll see why when I read her bio and background. One of the most educated people I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. She's the executive director of the Wings Foundation, an organization headquartered here in Denver that works to break the cycle and heal the wounds of childhood sexual abuse by providing education, advocacy, and support to adult survivors, loved ones, providers, and communities. Jennifer's professional background includes 14 years' experience in nonprofit leadership and development, primarily in pediatric health care. The challenges Jennifer encountered in accessing services to heal from her own experience of child sexual abuse as an adult led her to pursue a master's degree in women's and gender studies at the University of Louisville, a certificate in analytical psychology at the C.G. Jung Institute in Chicago, a graduate assistant with the Anne Braden Institute for Social Justice Research, and an international internship in student affairs at Zayed University and United Arab Immigrants, all to study the many factors creating child sexual abuse trauma, as well as its impact on biophysics and social health. She also holds a Master's of Arts in Teaching degree from Bellarmine University in Kentucky and a bachelor's degree in Speech Pathology from Western Kentucky University. She is an expert victim-survivor impact consultant for the U.S. Department of Justice. In her role with Wings, Jennifer works to collaborate widely with partners in the public and private sectors to increase awareness about the need and opportunity to address child sexual abuse-related trauma in adult survivors' lives to restore their overall health, well-being, and ability to thrive, which is often negatively impacted by their abuse experience. I was very shocked to find out that 1 out of 4 women in the world suffer childhood sexual abuse, and 16% of men. She has been very active in the Rotary Mental Health Initiative, which is led by our Chuck Everill, and recently spoke at the Rotary Club of Denver Fellowship meeting for Wings, hosted by past President Jim Mack, as well as at the Southeast Denver Club morning and evening clubs both. In a nutshell, Jennifer's journey to learn about and heal from this specific drama enhanced her worldview and inspired her desire to become a global citizen and humanitarian. And she is honored and excited to become a Rotarian to connect with like-minded leaders working together to create social change and a better world. Welcome, Jennifer.
Jennifer, please stay. It's my honor as president of the Rotary Club of Denver to welcome Jennifer Stith to Rotary. Jennifer, or Jenny, Rotary is a worldwide organization of business and professional leaders who provide humanitarian service, encourage high ethical standards in all vocations, and help build goodwill and peace. You've been invited to join the Rotary Club of Denver to become a member of a service organization that has true impact around the globe. You were selected because you hold in common with our members the values of service, leadership, integrity, fellowship, and diversity. We invite you to get engaged in service opportunities and start networking with fellow Rotarians. Once you take these actions, you will discover the true essence of Rotarians, people who place service above self. Thank you for making this decision to begin your Rotary journey with Denver Club 31. It's now our role to engage your passion, and together we must focus our efforts so that our club can reach its maximum potential. Thank you, Grant, for inviting Jenny and inspiring her. Fellow Rotarians, please stand and help me welcome our newest member, Jennifer Stith. Thanks again, Grant. Again, we hope that all of you are thinking about new members who can join our club. Very soon, we hope as well. At this point in time, we have special announcements from Debbie Kaufman, our social chair. Is Debbie here? Here she is. While she's making her way up here, I want to mention that one of the ways to, of course, network and to enjoy the fellowship of other Rotarians is to join in these social programs. So, Debbie?
Thanks, Jim. I think I have slides, Lauren. Did those make it in? I don't remember. Okay, we have a Rotarian from, well, he's a neighbor of a Rotarian in the Netherlands. And he writes, "My name is Stefan, and I'm a Dutch student trying to set up shop in the United States. I have an idea for a new business. It's called Crispy Fish, and it's fried fish the Dutch way. I need to know if America likes it. So to find out what you think, I'm organizing a tasting event at the Declaration Brewing Company. Swing by and have a taste. All I need is your opinion. The food is on me. Beer is available for purchase." So this is going to be a really great way to meet fellow Rotarians, help out a Dutch student who's starting a new business, and get some free food. I think Declaration Brewing should be fun. They've been really gracious about inviting us. So those quotes on there were things that I heard from Tim Sweeney, who, it's like, what? You know, so I was like, Tim, I have no idea what you're talking about. But apparently these are all Dutch fish fry related things. So if anybody knows what they are, let me know. I've got information about the place, the location, a little bit more here. I can give these to you. We do need to register because I need to give Stefan a number. You are welcome to bring friends, family, colleagues, if you want to come straight from work. I'd like to get about 50 people, and we're up to about 30. So we do have a little bit more room, and it would be wonderful to see you. It's going to be a great opportunity to socialize, have some fun, and help out a Rotarian-related friend. So thank you.
Thanks, Debbie. If I'm not mistaken, Grolsch is a type of Dutch beer. Is the beer free too? Oh, well, that's okay. I'm sure that we'll have fun on Tuesday night anyway. All right, it's time for our program. And at this point in time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Dan Lutz. founding principal of the Denver Center for International Studies. For those of you who don't know, we've had a long and wonderful relationship with this school, and I'm anxious to learn even more about it. Dan?
If any of you have ever asked, or if you in the future ask me, Dan, what do you do? You have to be prepared to sort of say, okay, that's enough, I kind of get it, because I am so passionate about what I do and what I've had the opportunity to do for, actually, I hate to say, many decades now. So what we're going to do this morning is to give you a little bit of background about the Denver Center for International Studies schools, and but particularly I want to honor Rotary with this program today and Rotarians who have been very involved with our schools over the years, because it's made a huge difference in what our schools actually are, not just our schools, but what our students really are and what they're all about. So we're going to start with a little history, and I'm going to introduce Mackenzie Hale, who is the president of our Interact Club. And she's going to give you just a little bit of history about DCIS.
So, hi, I'm Mackenzie. I'm a junior at DCIS. I have attended since the 6th grade. I've been there to see all the changes and transitions we've made. The Denver Center for International Studies was established, this is 30 years now, ago. It started at West High School. It was a separate track for students that wanted to engage in the larger world outside of their community. It was at West for 22 years, and in 2006, we transferred over to our DCIS Baker campus. Now serves about 700 students, grades 6 through 12, and in 2006, we expanded to DCIS Fairmont, which is 3 blocks away from our Baker campus, as well as DCIS Montbello, which is the equivalent of our middle and high school, and DCIS Ford, which is an elementary similar to Fairmont. DCIS was built on the idea that we should be creating globally competent citizens. The school has so much heart and has done so much for its students. We're really unique in the fact that we offer several international languages. The goal of the program is that you double up on your social studies courses and become proficient in the language of your choosing. The languages we offer are Chinese, Japanese, French, Spanish, Italian, and Lakota currently, and we also offer travel opportunities. As some of you are aware, we work with Rotary for exchanges and the DCIS Foundation, who is also here today, to fund these travel opportunities, and we really hope that students get a better perspective of the world around them and that they use the knowledge that we equip them with in their futures.
Ten years ago, almost to the day, I had a meeting with Judge Bob Kapelke and Donna Hulteen, who was the former director of Denver Kids. They had, and I met with them at Racine's, and they said, we were planning on having a centennial project with Baker Middle School. And we'd started to make plans with the principal and everything, but we didn't know that it was going to close. Baker Middle School at that time was a middle school that was declining in enrollment and was having a lot of trouble with achievement, and the district decided to close it. Well, what happened was then the district turned around and gave that building to our first school, Denver Center for International Studies, where Mackenzie and the other students you will be seeing today are students. And so that was in 2005. And so we had a year of planning, then I was invited into Rotary Club. So this started this relationship. So we're kind of celebrating, for me, a 10-year anniversary with this program today, too. So in starting this connection with Rotary, one of the concepts was, for me, that partnerships are really critical for students to engage with adults in addition to their teachers, who are engaged in the world, who don't see service as something that somebody else does, but sees service above self as something that's really primary. So that's one of the things that I want to celebrate with all of the support and modeling that Rotarians do today. So Mackenzie, I'm going to invite you back up here. Mackenzie is going to start with talking about, and her crew is going to start talking about Interact, and Dave French is the Interact Rotarian sponsor. Dave, do you want to come up too? And I will turn this over to them.
Good morning. We are really fortunate to have an Interact Club at DCIS. We have a wonderful group that Mackenzie again is going to introduce. They're very active in the community and really dig down hard to understand true community service. With that, Mackenzie, introduce the group.
So, as mentioned before, I am the current president of Interact, and today we have with us Mersey Crowley, who is our activities director coordinator, and Taylor Saloy, who is our secretary. Marion Johnson and Ellen Ariana are awesome club members, and we have our sponsor, Miss Kellen Packard, and we have Juan Jose here, who is your exchange student that you supported. He's from Ecuador. So Interact is sponsored by Rotary. It's one of the, I would say, foundational clubs at DCIS. It's always had a really strong presence, and I think that, I think I speak for all of us that this club really embellishes the Rotary mission in that you put service above self, and we work on projects on the local, state, national, and global scale to improve our communities. So first, we're going to start with Juan Jose, who is on exchange with Rotary this year.
Hi, good morning. My name is Juan Jose Piñerrera. I'm from Guayaquil, Ecuador. I'm glad to be here today. Denver Club is hosting me for this year. So yeah.
So I'm going to introduce Marion Johnson, who's going to be speaking to our current project, or our past projects that Interact has been working on.
So we've been involved in quite a few projects. We've done Trunk or Treat, Race for the Cure, Hygiene Project, an Ambulance to Africa, Sam Sandoz, Christmas Baskets, and Golf for Kids.
So our big project last year was the Hygiene Project, and it supplied hygienic supply kits to the homeless populations in Denver. We worked with Open Doors Ministry as well as Denver Human Services. Some of these other projects I was too young to take part in, but I don't know if you remember Tyler Quintana played a huge role in developing Interact. Every year we also participate in Sam Sandoz Christmas Basket Foundation, which provides baskets with food and for the holiday season to families that are low income.
Hi. So other current projects that Interact has engaged in throughout the year, one big service project that students attend or that students are involved with is volunteering at the Denver Rescue Mission. And so volunteers from Interact, we frequently attend volunteer sessions at the Denver Rescue Mission to help prepare food for the homeless population in Denver that attends the Denver Rescue Mission. And also, Interact Club focuses on DCIS community projects, such as creating murals around the school that reflect DCIS's core values, and they help engage the DCIS community and beautify our school. And another project that DCIS Interact has recently completed was JA Day, and Mersey is going to tell you a little bit about that.
Like Ms. Schaefer said earlier, we partnered with many of the members of this Rotary Club to go to Fairmont Elementary, which is our feeder school, and work with K through 5th graders on basic economic literacy. So with Ms. Schaefer's help and many of the Rotarians, we did that all of Tuesday. I know my partner and I, who's sitting right over there, we worked in a fantastic first grade class. It was really great. We've heard from many of the other Rotarians and the DCIS partners. It was a fantastic experience for both. And teachers have been telling us that the impact that we had on their students was enormous, and they really appreciated what we did as a school, as a community, and as a partnership. We're going to have Taylor come on up and talk about our future projects.
Good morning. My name is Taylor, and I will be talking about our future projects. Specifically, we have annually hosted a peach sale that all of you have been invited to, and hopefully you've been to at least one of them. They happen the summer prior to the upcoming school year, and we give Interact members as well as any students in the DCIS community the chance to help us prepare the peaches, and then you get to eat them with pancakes. It's been pretty beneficial for us to get money to fundraise for our club. Like they said in the past, we've done the hygiene project, which is where a lot of the funding has come from. And this upcoming school year, we'll be working with Project Cure. It's similar to the hygiene project, but instead of working with homelessness like in the United States, it's more on a global scale, which relates again back to our mission. It sends AIDS to disaster relief in other countries. I'd like to introduce Julie, who's going to talk a little bit more about the relationship between DCIS and Rotary in terms of the peach sale. Yeah.
Hi, thanks. I just wanted to, I can't not take a pause and commend all of these people and what they're saying to us right now. So if we could just have a brief applause right now. I'm incredibly impressed. So, and also I want to identify that there are 25 or so people that are on the Interact committee, so there's even more people that are supporting the people behind me as well. The peach sale, as everybody knows, this was my first year, and I walked in, there were kids already unloading and loading up the trucks, and everybody else behind me that was there, hands rolled up, dirty with peach juice, like completely participating, taking complete ownership of this, and it was extremely impressive. One of the things that's most impressive is the funds that have gone towards this. So last year, every student or family that raises money and sells peaches, that money goes directly to the Interact clubs, and it funds these service programs that they're all talking about. Last year, there was $826 raised off of that one sale, 59 boxes. And since 2006, since it started, there's been $6,923 raised just to go to the Interact Club and help support them in the endeavors of service projects throughout the community. So hopefully we can continue to know that in our mindset when we're selling and when they're selling of how important these numbers are to really fund these service projects. And that's all I really want to talk about. I think I'm going to turn it back over to them. Thanks.
So Rotary has a huge influence at DCIS. In addition to JA and the peach sale, your money is going towards great things. This year we received a $1,000 grant to practice our philanthropy skills, and we looked at through the 64 organizations at the Posner Center, and we decided to grant that money to an organization that supported international education. This year we are happy to announce World Denver will be accepting that grant, and we intend to work with them on future service projects in addition to lectures that will educate us more about other things happening in the world.
So we received another grant to actually give away another grant. We received an opportunity to give away another grant. We're doing this to expand the Interact program to the other DCIS campuses, specifically the Montbello one. We're currently working on starting an entirely new Interact club within our partner school.
And to close this all up, we're going to give it over to our sponsor, Ms. Packard.
Hello, good morning. I'm Ms. Packard. I got married a year and a half ago, so I'm transitioning into Dickens, Mrs. Dickens. I was excited to take over this Rotary Club last January. It was probably my first semester at DCIS as a teacher. I teach English language development. I'm basically an ESL teacher. At the time, I was a Spanish teacher. I was standing up here about a few decades ago as a Rotary exchange student. Sorry, we had a Rotary exchange student in high school. I was an Interact. I had the fortune of traveling to Mexico as a Rotary representative from my district in Austin, Texas. So it feels really exciting to be a part of this organization, and Dr. Lutz has been a wonderful support and person to talk to regarding how to help this club become stronger. And where's Dave French? There's Dave French. He deserves a lot of credit. My room is really far away from the office and the entrance. He hustles up there every Tuesday at lunch to come support us and root us on. So thank you for having us this morning. I'm very proud of my students, and there's about 25 total that help bridge the Rotary and the DCIS mission of service. Thank you for having us.
So we have some other things that we want to just run by you. It's a little parade. I hope everybody loves a parade. So Scott White, would you come up? He's going to talk a little bit about RILA and the youth exchange program. And he's going to bring Juan Jose back up, too. And Noah Terry as well.
Good morning. So this morning I have the privilege of talking about two Rotary programs that we run for our youth, RILA and Youth Exchange. And but I want to say that when we started working with Dan and DCIS, it was kind of like having an easy button for us to perform or for us to accomplish our mission. And the reason is that the families of DCIS get it. They're the folks that want to expand their international understanding of people and communities. And but I'll talk about RILA. I've got Noah here. Noah's a DCIS student who attended, was it Young RILA? Yeah. Young RILA. And that's Yvonne's son. And so, do you want to say a couple things about your experience?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So, hi, I'm Noah. Young RILA was really awesome for me as an 8th grader. And it really helped me get out of my shell. I was pretty shy as an 8th grader. Great for developing leadership skills and character. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, RILA stands for Rotary Youth Leadership Award. It's a 5-day camp that we send. We have Young RILA, and we send students after their 7th grade year to Young RILA. It's very competitive to get into that camp. There's only 240 spots for 2 districts, 5450 and 5440. And so for Noah to get to go is a fantastic opportunity. These students, they learn about leadership, they learn about motivating others. And when I talk about leadership, it's not that they learn about telling people what to do. What they learn is about how joining a community of people and bringing people together and promoting each other can make you a better leader. And they, all of the kids that I've ever known that came through RILA came back with just a fantastic experience. And so if anybody's interested in RILA, we're beyond our point this year. RILA is for the folks from 10th grade to 11th grade, but we'll be accepting applications next year in January for our students. And we always reserve some spots for Rotarians to go if we can. We also send 14 students from Denver Kids to that program as a result of a gift from our Rotary Foundation, the Denver Foundation. Okay, thank you, Noah. The next thing I want to talk about while I'm here is Youth Exchange. And so Juan Jose, you just heard from him a little earlier. He's on the Interact Club. He goes to DCIS. And Rotary Youth Exchange is a program where we accept a student from a foreign country, we take one in this club, and there's 19 others that come in throughout the district. And Juan's from Ecuador, and he stays with 3 different families throughout the course of the year, and each family gets Juan for about 3 months. And we believe that this is a great formula for exchanges, but we're only one of the exchange programs at DCIS. In this case, 3 families from DCIS have had the opportunity for Juan to come, and they get a cultural experience or an international experience without going overseas at all. But in addition, we sent 3 kids, 2 of them from DCIS this year, overseas, and so we have that opportunity as well. We have, if you have any more questions about youth exchange or how we work our program, please see me. We have some flyers up over on the club information table, and I would like to invite everyone in this room to come to our social event. We're going to have an open house to explain more about becoming an exchange student if you have a child or a grandchild that's interested, or also hosting an exchange student if you're interested in that as well. And so that's going to be on Wednesday, the 29th of April. Okay, and it's at 4:30 to 6:30. It's going to be right over here at the DCIS school in the library. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Scott and Juan Jose. So Rotarians get involved and engage with DCIS students in a lot of different ways, and sometimes it's through special committees and programs that are formal with Rotary, and sometimes in connection with other organizations like Denver Sister Cities. So I'd like to introduce Harriet to talk about one of those.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to talk about a project that, as a Rotarian, I'm involved with DCIS through the Ulaanbaatar Mongolia Denver Sister City Committee. It started about the same time as the relationship between this club and DCIS at 6th or at Baker. This is a Mongolian student high school level exchange program. It's run in 3 high schools in the United States and 3 high schools in Mongolia, in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. The students and teachers work together throughout the year, learning about each other's cultural celebrations, foods, music, on and on and on. There's a curriculum that's used by all of the schools to talk to each other. And then in March, April, there is a 2-week exchange when selected students from UB, Ulaanbaatar, come to the United States and spend a week at DCIS, spend a week in Denver with host families, and then a week down on the Navajo Nation, which is the 3rd high school that's involved in the United States, Gray Hills Academy High School. In June, there is the reverse exchange, where selected students from the United States, from all 3 schools, go over and are hosted for 2 weeks in Mongolia. Over the 9 years that we've done the program, and it's all scholarship-based, we've had almost 200 students and teachers travel on the exchange, but several hundred, 600 to 700 students and teachers that have been involved through the Mongolia Club at DCIS. In the United States, the schools run it as an extracurricular activity, just like Interact Club. In Mongolia, it's run as the English Club, again, an extracurricular activity. And I just found out how we've been impacting lives. So we now have a Mongolian student who is in Japan studying chemistry, presenting at a medical science conference at University of Miyazaki, Japan, which is really exciting. We've had Navajo students going to college who never intended to go in college, never expected it. So we've had a huge impact, and the same is true for DCIS students. So thank you.
And now I'm going to ask Wynn Gandera to come up and talk a little bit about the scholarship program that involves DCIS kids.
Good morning. I'd like to tell you about how our club and DCIS, through the UMB High School Scholarship and Achievement Awards, works together. We have students that are high achieving and low income juniors and seniors that participate in this program. They meet with a Rotary mentor once a month who also delivers a stipend provided by our foundation. Currently, there are 5 students at DCIS being mentored by one of our most wonderful colleagues. Mike O'Connell has a senior. Lauren Mast is mentoring a senior. Nancy Austin is mentoring a senior. Nathan Anderson, a junior, and Louise Westfall, a junior. The purpose of this program is to enhance the choices the students make regarding their post-high school education. For virtually all of the students, this means choosing a college, which then applying for college and also applying for scholarships and grants. We work closely with the College Counseling Initiative Boot Camp to help with college essays, test preparation, and scholarship application. The power of this program is the relationship of our club members developing with the student. We bring to their lives a perspective they would never have otherwise. We bring expectations that are different from the other adults in their lives. We use different types of language. We expand their choices, and we assist them in looking beyond their immediate world. We help them become more than what they thought they could be. The students at DCIS are a very good fit for this program, and we look forward to working with many more in the future. Thank you.
You heard Mackenzie talk about how DCIS started as a program at West High School years ago, and we have some very engaged alumni that are involved in the world in many different ways. This Rotary Club is very connected with Denver Kids, and one of our alumni is Michelle Maldonado, and she's going to talk a little bit about how that program connects with DCIS.
Hello. As Dan mentioned, I'm at Denver Kids. I'm on the development team, and I graduated from DCIS in 1997 when I was at West High School. So this is really exciting. Denver Kids currently serves 45 students in the 4 DCIS schools, and the role of our educational counselors is really to serve as a bridge between the school and the family. So working with our DCIS students to make sure that everyone involved in that student's life, teachers, parents, coaches, whoever it may be, are working together to ensure the academic, social, and emotional success of those students. And this is at addressing needs and challenges of the student, as well as providing opportunities for growth and exposure to new opportunities. One big role that our educational counselors play for DCIS students is really in the school of choice process. If you're a 5th grader who loves languages, or an 8th grader who is really interested in global affairs, but you don't know that DCIS exists, or that your mom might not know how to navigate the school of choice process, our counselors are really there to help connect those students to an opportunity like Denver School of International Studies. Denver Center for International Studies. And so our effort is really all around, it could be around academic, providing school opportunities, tutoring, strategies around behavior or attendance improvements. And all of this is to ensure that our students are completing high school, pursuing a post-secondary option, and becoming contributing members of the community. And as a co-founder of Denver Kids, Rotary hosts our graduation ceremony for our seniors every year, and I hope you'll be able to join us to celebrate our seniors this year in this room on April 30th. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. So I want to close with a video, if I can get this going here. Okay, here we go. So Mackenzie talked about Tyler Quintana, who is a DCIS student and very engaged in driving with the Interact Club years ago. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about that, because this is an example of how you impact and accelerate what happens with our students in Denver Center for International Studies. We're really interested in helping kids not only to investigate the world, but to recognize perspectives that different people have around how people live. learning how to communicate with people across the world, communicating ideas, communicating across cultures with different points of view, but also taking action. That's what this club does, is take action, and this is what we want our students to do too, so that it isn't just stuffing things into kids' minds, but it's coming and accelerating out of their heart into things that they can do to make this world a better place. And what I love about what I have had a chance to do is to see how kids that we work with get that and inspire other people. And I hope you were inspired today by the students that you've seen talk. Student voice is really important to me. It came so overwhelming that actually Christy Schaefer didn't come up with when they were talking about junior achievement, because she gets that. But I just wanted to make sure that you're seeing a range of all of the Rotarians that are involved. So Tyler Quintana went one summer to Sierra Leone and was overwhelmed with the need in this circle of villages for an ambulance. And he came back passionate about that. So he started selling these pictures that he took in Sierra Leone. He actually saw a child die because the child couldn't be taken to the clinic where there was in the neighboring village because it was too far. There was no way to get there. And he was passionate about this. And he was a driver. And people came back, and adults sort of figuratively patted him patronizingly on the head saying, "Tyler, good for you, good idea," but never thought that he could do it. Well, people in this club started to believe in him and started to partner with him with a golf tournament and with other activities, helping him to sell these pictures. And he raised $12,000 with the help with the Interact Club and with Rotarians over a year. But that wasn't enough for an ambulance. Well, he got a donation. He made enough noise with Rotarians that he got a donation of a used ambulance, four-wheel drive ambulance, that was put into shape by other Rotarians and was stocked by Project Cure. And now he had that money to actually ship it there. So you make a difference. And because of your connection with DCIS in all of these different ways and many more that we really haven't had a chance to go into more depth about, I just want to let you know that we really appreciate and honor Rotary and what Rotary has done for us. So in closing, there's a bunch of literature on your table. Take it or read it, and we'll save it and pass it on. But I do want to introduce Shannon Clifford. Shannon, would you stand up? Shannon is the executive director of our DCIS Foundation, and working very hard to make some of the travel and significant experiences for kids work. And then we've also already recognized Nina and Levon, who are also on the board. And Levon is our president, Nina's on the board. And so there is a flyer on your table, too, about an event we're having in this room on April 23rd at night. And we would love for you to join us on that night. So with that, I'm going to close. Thank you very much. This has been a treat.
Stay just a minute.
Thanks, Dan. We do have some time for questions before we close. I had just wanted to point out the wonderful part of this program that really combines a lot of the different programs that our Rotary Foundation funds. It's not just DCIS and Interact, as you saw. It's RILA, it's Youth Exchange, it's Denver Kids, it's scholarships, and junior achievement. And so Dan and Scott and I need to have an appointment sometime soon to talk further about how all of those groups can be together in a more synergistic fashion. We've discussed this concept. I think it's wonderful. So with that, do we have questions from the audience? I see one in back. Craig?
I've always got a question. That's what everybody says. So with the ambulance, I thought the ambulance story that you told right at the end was fascinating. What What was the effect of that? Do you have any tracking? How long ago was it? What transpired after they got the ambulance?
I know that is this on? I know that Tyler went back. He actually wanted to go back to be there when the ambulance was delivered, and it got held up in customs, so it didn't get coordinated that way. But he did get to go back and know that it was there. But there's a lot of learning. You know, I think one of the things that there's always deeper learning about what happens in terms of.
You can use this one, Dan, if you'd like to.
What happens when the ambulance needs to be serviced, and what happens when the supplies run out? And that's a question that I'm left with, so it's a really good question. But this is one of the things that in deeper learning around service, we can be very short-sighted about this, and this is something that we do discuss with all of the deeper service and with the courses that we have that focus on service as well. So I don't know that, and I will find out about that. I do have to say that I did connect with Tyler about showing this today. He just graduated from American University with a degree in international service. So it wasn't just this, but he went on, and that's where his career is going. So that is one effect of how this actually propelled him into something significant.
Not a question, I guess a statement, but to remind many of the club members, this was one of 2 Rotary Centennial projects that we adopted. And I think it's just a fabulous presentation today showing what's happened from that effort that began with the Rotary's 100th anniversary. And the second thing is looking at Denver Rotary Club Foundation, I think it's among the best programs we've ever had that shows the integration of the remarkable efforts of our foundation in this club. So thanks, Don.
Thank you, Chuck.
Any other questions at this time? Okay, well, Dan, I want to say thanks both to you as well as to your whole team here. Why don't we have the team stand up one more time, and let's give them a round of applause. I love seeing the development of these students. I remember Tyler, and I met him at the peach sale, peeling peaches in the kitchen over at DCIS, and it's wonderful to hear now 4 years later he's graduating. That's wonderful. Well, Dan, I wanted to give you a gift here, and this is, of course, for your whole team. In honor of your presentation today, our foundation will be giving a donation to Polio Plus, and with the match from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, they'll be able to inoculate 150 children against polio. So thank you for being here. Speaking of polio, Grant just gave me a quick update on some things that are happening in Pakistan, which great progress in terms of removing the rebels from the areas where we need to get in and actually inoculate the final few people. We're getting even that closer, I think, and so I've asked Grant to, when he gets back from a polio conference that he's going to in May, to give us a quick update about that. So more on that later. At this time, Grant, if you and Jennifer could please go to the door so that we'll be able to greet Jenny as we leave, that would be wonderful. Next week's program, Thursday, April 16th, this will be a lunch program. Greg Anton, Chairman and CEO of Anton Collins Mitchell, will be talking about what's at stake, the CPA profession on federal fiscal responsibility. No doubt something that all of us will learn a lot about from that program. Thank you all for being here for a morning meeting. I certainly take the attendance as a vote to consider doing this more often. For me, I know it works well. Thank you for being here. Dan, thanks again. Team, thank you. We'll get you back to school, and we are adjourned. Thank you.